I hate when things go wrong, but we're going to set them right now. Let's go. On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This bronsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised that the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Time to get this party started.
Wait a minute. Okay, we got that. And make sure everything is checking out. Hold on a second. Here we go. Yeah, there. Oops. Ouch. 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 And ouch. Okay. Now we got everything together. And okay, I've got to get some new equipment. Here we go on a Monday. Good morning. Welcome to the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. We are presented by BetUS.com. Sports bettors, listen up. BetUS.com is back and in their 30th year of action. Call 800-792-3887 to get the best of the best. And when you sign up and use the code Snowman, you'll get 125% deposit match on your deposit. Whew. Okay, now that we got all that out the way, anybody see what happened in Rich Stadium yesterday? Scott Norwood would cringe. Scott Norwood would just absolutely cringe. You know, it's just bad for the Buffalo Bills right now. They lost to the Chiefs 27-24. And on top of that, I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but I think the door just slammed on their Super Bowl chances with Josh Allen being their quarterback. They didn't use James Cook enough. I said that would be one of the keys to the game. Allen carried the ball 12 times for 72 yards. The Bills offense rushed for 182 yards. Chiefs offense rushed for 146 yards. But
that stat right there. James Cook didn't cook. That's who they had to go through. I'll say it again. That's who they had. That's offensively, they had to go through James Cook. I mean, I love you, Josh Allen, but you have to make sure Strikeout Beer Podcast is with us, Big Teddy Bear's with us, SB Fantasy Football. And SB Fantasy Football asked the perfect question. What is it going to take? And I'm sorry for the loudness earlier. Had to make sure my microphone was fixed. I did earlier, but it somehow messed up on me. What's it going to take for the Bills to get to the Super Bowl? A new administration, top to bottom. I mean, the talent's there, but you got to have a coach that has the philosophy of running the football using running backs. You have James Cook, which for me is an upgrade from Devin Singletary. And I got nothing against Devin Singletary, but he was in the wrong system. Devin Singletary is a scat back, and the Houston Texans are going to use him as such. And I absolutely love what the Texans are building. But in this particular case, Buffalo is known for the K-gun offense, which predicates themselves on what? Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. Running the football. Running the football. And they had 182 rushing yards as a team. But why is Josh Allen your leader in rushing? That's a question I'm going to continue to ask until they solve the problem. And the problem is they don't have a consistent running game. I hate saying it. No, I don't. I'm not sorry for saying it because it's the truth. Situational football is needed. And what the Buffalo Bills have right now, they got the talent, they got the line, they have the quarterback, and they have the bell cow running back. What it's going to take is a change in philosophy. And right now, Sean McDermott doesn't house the philosophy that Marv Levy once did. The K-gun offense was predicated on running the football. The K-gun offense is a version of the West Coast offense. Shout to Marv Levy and to the godfather of the West Coast offense in Bill Walsh. What did we see yesterday? We saw a couple of teams in the Chiefs and the Bills, and everything was right there for the Buffalo Bills. Everything was right there. They're at home. It's at Rich Stadium, 80,000 people, and they were the feature game of the night. 80,000 people at Rich Stadium, snowballs and all. They were the feature game of the night, and they blew it. Tyler Bass missed a field goal with $1:47 left that would have tied the game, sent it into overtime, maybe give us a repeat of what happened 2 years ago at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Meanwhile, for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to go on the road after playing a wild card game in frigid weather at Arrowhead Stadium. And I believe this is the first time Patrick Mahomes, I heard this said last night, I want someone to confirm it, first time Patrick Mahomes has played a road game in the playoffs. First time ever. Drop passes were also a problem. James Cook dropped a couple. Stephon Diggs dropped a couple key ones. Got to get some better offensive play. Period. End of story. Where Buffalo has success is they refer back to the K-gun days, playing fast. Don't allow teams to make substitutions. Get up to the line, make your call, and then go. That's it. Get up to the line, make your call, and then go, a la Jim Kelly and Marv Levy, as I mentioned before. But you can't drop any passes either. First road game for Patrick Mahomes. Thank you. I think that's Rapid Dave from the Strikeout Beer podcast. Thank you, Dave. And Tom O'Boyle is with us from Zebo TV, one of our television carriers. And I'm sorry I'm late, Tom. I will do better. Yeah, period. I will do better. Final numbers look like this. For Kansas City, they had 146 rushing yards. Isaiah Pacheco carried the ball 15 times for 97 yards. Mahomes 17 of 23, 215 yards. He threw 2 scores. Josh Allen 26 of 39, I beg your pardon. 186 yards. He carried the ball 12 times for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Tyler Bass missed field goal with 147 seconds remaining. And it's Allen, not Dave. What's up, Allen? Unless I'm proven wrong, unless the Buffalo Bills prove me wrong, their championship door is shut. Period. The playoff door is always going to be open with that team. But they may need a coaching change. They absolutely may need a coaching change because as I see it right now, that championship door is closed. That championship door is closed. And the only way they open it back up is if they go back to the K-gun old school. Run the football out of the gun. They do it now, yes, but it's Josh Allen with the bulk of the carries, not James Cook. And Buffalo fans have got to be singing this right now. Got me It may be time for a coaching change, but it's certainly time for a change in philosophy for the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, the Chiefs go to Baltimore and M&T Bank Stadium for a 3:00 date with the Baltimore Ravens, the red-hot, white-hot Baltimore Ravens, and that's the AFC Championship. We will be previewing, detailing, breaking that down throughout the course of the week. And Mike Debate, you owe me one. And I know he's been busy. I'm going to try to get him on this week. Take a pause for a break, and when we come back, I have a few words for Amy Trask, Ryan Clark, and quite a few others. Back in a minute.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Oh, what an instant classic that happened in Rich Stadium on Sunday. Speaking of instant classics, there was another instant classic that took place at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. But before we get into all of that and the rest of the divisional round madness, and believe me, there was a lot of madness involved. Snowman in the Morning is brought to you in part by Fanatics. Visit snowmanmultimedia.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Speaking of officially licensed, I'm officially licensed to bring on this man.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcasting witness protection program.
The playmaker, Darnell Solins, is here. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Now, why are you with me on a Monday and not your usual Tuesday? What'd I miss?
I'll work Tuesday.
Okay, fair enough.
You sure already know if I'm telling you I'm not going to be on Tuesday.
I know. I'm giving you mess. I know. Because your schedule changes just as much as mine does, especially with the battery of doctor appointments I have this week. Now, I'm going to ask a favor, and let me have the floor first, because I know you're going to help us break it down. There's a possibility that Vikala himself will join us. But I need to have this because, doggone mouse, I need to do two things at the same time. And this is one of these. And within two of these.
Now give me this. Miss with a hot seat. Okay.
Yep.
All yours.
Now give me this doggone camera. There was something said by former Raiders CEO Amy Trask. And I already have my cuss cup here with me. And there. Look, wrong thing. Hold on a minute. There, that's what I need. I have a few coins in my hand. There. Because Amy Trask said something that just flat out pissed me off. And what she flat out said that pissed me off was, quote, 4 division games this weekend, 8 quarterbacks, 7 great quarterbacks, and Brock Purdy. Close quote. And I know Playmaker's going to take the back end of what Mr. Ryan Clark opened his mouth and fixed his mouth to say, quote, Jared Goff will be the best quarterback in Santa Clara on Sunday. Close quote. But my ire, I'll let Playmaker take that one after the break. But my ire is for Amy Trask. Shut your face. I would put a few extra deleted expletives there, but I'm trying to somewhat be nice. Note the capitalized word somewhat. Amy Trask, for you to downgrade Brock Purdy like that is an injustice to yourself as a former football team CEO, which probably explains part of the reason why the Raiders are in the blank hole that they're in. I'll say sinkhole and I'll say nothing further. That's the exact reason they're in the sinkhole that they're in. Part of the reason is because of you not knowing football. For you to say what you said about one Brock Purdy is an injustice to those of us that actually watch the game, view the game, break down the game, and actually know the game. In this case, you don't. Did you happen to watch the drive that Brock Purdy, who was inconsistent as all hell Saturday night? I said it all night during my live stream. Hell, there were a few points where I thought the game was over because the Packers were playing great. They were playing fabulous. Then the Niners defense stepped up. Anders Carlson missed a field goal, and Brock Purdy did the rest. Matter of fact, there was a graphic that was sent to me, and I didn't get time to load it. But when I do a separate segment this afternoon, I will load up said graphic from this morning. A friend of mine sent this to me. Game-winning drive comparison. On the left, Joe Montana from January 10th, 1982, the catch, and Purdy Saturday versus Green Bay. Montana, 5 of 8, 39 yards, a touchdown. Drive began at 4:54, ended at 51 seconds left, 26th career start. Mr. Purdy, 6 of 7, 47 yards. Drive began at 6:18, ended at 107 in his 25th career start. Now, given the fact that Brock Purdy threw the ball 39 times, the most times he's ever thrown it in a game since he became the starter, he won. Everybody wanted to see what Brock Purdy could do in a pressure cooker situation. He was in a pressure cooker for 60 minutes. And you know what he did on his final drive of the game? He took the 49ers 64 yards in 12 plays, and Christian McCaffrey finished off the drive. Now, all of these critics, including Amy Trask, are going to come out with, but they played the 7th-seeded Packers. I am of the belief of this, and it's pretty old school. You play the team that's in front of you. The Dallas Cowboys found that out the hard way. The Buffalo Bills found that out the hard way. The Houston Texans, love them dearly, but they found that out the hard way. And the Green Bay Packers found that out the hard way. 5 consecutive losses to San Francisco. And each one of those losses, each one of these games has been crazier than the other, save the 2019 NFC Championship game. So Amy Trask, Old Snowman makes this request to you. Know your role and shut your face. Now get up. And to sum this up in a simple sentence, for Ryan Clark, Amy Trask, and the rest of the Brock Purdy haters and people that call the 49ers overrated and people that say San Francisco will never win the big one again, who's in the NFC Championship? Who has home field advantage? Who won the West in Week 15 the last 2 years? That's right. That would be this club right here. And to all of you doubters, my last 4 words are as follows. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Now all y'all kick rocks. That's Snowman's take. What is yours? Victor Law now joins us from Chicago. Good morning, Victor. How are you?
Well, you are energetic this morning.
You're doggone right I am.
I was what's up, Victor? I was with you until the point when you had to end it. Why are you bringing up the fact that the 49ers were in the NFC Championship game and they was in there last year? What happened last year? What happened to you before that?
What's not gonna happen this year?
You say that, but you have no evidence.
I will.
That's my problem with you. You have no evidence. We came on this show last week.
Listen,
and
I would say neither do you, but that would be a lie, and that would also be wrong. Now, I want you, before we bring on Mr. McCarthy, there's someone, Playmaker, I want you to roast.
I'm not roasting. I just don't like the fact that he said that on a Monday. Like, why would you give that team, out of all the teams in the world, who listens to the media more than anybody, that right there? Why?
Because of course he would. Why would
Bruh,
it's Ryan Clark being fed dirty money.
It's Ryan Clark being contrarian is what he's doing, and it's what happens every time you're on First Take or any of these shows. You have to be contrarian. You have to be that person like, well, I don't like them; they're too mainstream. It's like, come on now,
I love Ryan Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, that opinion came from the one and only Thank you, Victor.
And you know what Ryan Clark put me in position in?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Ryan Clark put me in position. I'm sitting here saying, remember when the Lions played the Rams, everybody was like, "Will Jared Goff make that one mistake?"
Mm-hmm.
He almost made it, but he didn't.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He didn't.
Guess the one team that can make him make that mistake.
San Francisco.
So why would you give them the material to do it now? Now they gonna sit here and most likely, probably Brock Purdy might have a subpar game, but guess what Jared Goff gonna turn into?
LA Goff, like you said.
Like, come on, man.
like LA Goff.
This is my problem with the media. Like, y'all say this stuff, and it's like, what? Don't do it. Like, please, man.
I'm guessing that Mr. Ryan Clark got some Whitlock-itis in him.
No,
contrarian for sake of being contrarian.
That's Ryan Hollins too. Wait a minute.
What's happening is because Jared Goff has played well. He played well against the Rams.
Yes.
He played well against the Bucks.
Yep.
Now we saying this brand new Detroit Lions team.
Mm-hmm.
And then people jumping on the bandwagon. And yet again, they are discounting the team who keeps finding ways to get to the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that team, you don't give them no materials to use.
You don't give them any type of motivation. You don't give them any extra motivation. They're already motivated. You can tell they are. When they come on the field, they're motivated.
Losing to
they motivated by the fact that their season was that close from ending Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh exactly. Yeah, it was that when they got the ball back after the missed field goal, their season was very much in peril.
Mm-hmm.
It was very much in peril. Hey Victor, I use the word peril. You know the joke behind that.
And to be honest, I'm a little happy and sad because, boy, I'm happy for Snowman because it'd have been. I don't not want to know what it'd been like watching that. They would have pulled that off. Because Snowman, I was watching.
Yeah. I was scared too.
I do not want to know how Snowman would have reacted.
Oh, everybody in the front office of San Fran would have been on the hot seat.
I'd have been the first to roast everybody in the front office on the hot seat. I'd have been the first to do it. I'll give y'all a funny story before we go to break. I started the live stream on time. Jody came in here and said, which network has the game? I said Fox has the game. So she found it briefly, and she like picks on me so much about my team, purposely saying it incorrectly to get me to laugh. And it was so funny. She actually had to look up the nickname, even though she's heard me say it 100,000 times. But the best part, when Christian McCaffrey made his play in the fourth quarter, and Dre Greenlaw, the former Arkansas Razorback, made his play in the fourth quarter, I thought I was going to crack the roof. I screamed so loud, and I was so happy, especially with Greenlaw's interception. I thought I woke up my house.
Before I get to my sad part, Dre Greenlaw, boy, don't you ever do that again.
Don't ever scare y'all. When I tell you I nearly had an accident watching Dre Greenlaw not go down, I mean every single word of that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever frighten us like that again, please.
Boy, if you would have fumbled that ball,
and time was ticking.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, after that, I went to bed, and my wife, my beautiful wife, turned over and said to me, "So the 49ers won, right?" I said, "Yes, they did." I thought you would have heard me scream out loud when they got the winning touchdown. She said, "Baby, I have my mask on and I was zonked." So I got a reprieve from my wife and my daughter that I didn't wake them up Saturday night. We're late. Let's take a break, and Mr. McCarthy will join us for some coffee with McCarthy. And we're going to find out what the brew is, and I'll share what my brew is. Back after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hi, how are you? Snowman in the Morning is back along with the Playmaker and with Vicala. And we have another... Man, my mouse is really acting up today. We have another guest. It's one of the usual suspects. And I'm wasting time because time is precious. And I want to say this Coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless.
Arriba, ándale, arriba.
Okay.
Ándale, arriba.
Okay, so now I gotta do it right. So first and foremost, good morning to the hardest working super hacker of the Witness Protection Program, codename Playmaker, and of course the international Irish Italiano supervillain Espresso Mi Coffee.
Insert guitar here, I guess. That.
What's the brew this morning, Mr. McCoffee?
Water.
Oh, well, yeah, I got that.
Water?
Yeah.
Water. I already had my coffee.
What was it?
I need to hydrate. Bad Santa by Invader Coffee.
While we wait, we hydrate.
Yes,
is the trick has helped me. That's the trick that's helped me with not just the problems I've had with my kidneys, but also with my gut health. Also, all of my doctors
Gotta
told
stay
me.
hydrated.
Yeah, all my doctors told me if you're going to consume caffeine, you got to drink a lot of water along with it, which is why I filled this one ice water, and I have this standing by.
Good man.
All right.
Are you going to the gym afterwards? Is that why you have that out?
Probably.
A gallon of water.
Hey,
are you a gym bro now?
I'm trying to drink 2 of those a day to make sure I stay upright.
Wow.
Now, the sad part about San Fran winning, Snowman doesn't have to worry about that soundbite that I put out last week on the show.
No, at least not this week. I don't. Mr. McCarthy, the floor is yours. What you got for us?
I got a couple things. Number one, let's talk some hockey for a bit. Wait,
please.
Hold on.
Wait. I'm not ready.
Hold on. Let me
wait. Just a minute.
Let me know when you're ready.
I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure I get everything said here. Ryan McCarthy joining us, courtesy of the Invader Coffee Hotline. All of our guests join us via the Invader Coffee Hotline and video guest line, presented by Invader Coffee. Fuel for the fearless. And go.
Wait, a white man and 3 black men talking hockey?
By choice, too.
I must confess, I have not been keeping up this year.
Shame. If I had a pancake, I'd like a new day, I'd throw it at you.
Hey, man, I got football players. I got college basketball going haywire.
Yeah,
emotional
damage.
There's a reason.
What you want me to do?
There's a reason why this man's been called the hardest working super hacker of the Broadcaster Window Protection Program.
He keeps he keeps up with everything and everybody.
From bearing down the gridiron, from Ramley talk to shooting lights out, heat checks and flagrant fouls galore. The man's working hard.
He's gonna come up with something for hockey. I know it. If he doesn't, I will.
I'll give him that.
I'm just saying, I got top 10 teams losing left and right.
Yeah, like Iowa yesterday. 192 in overtime. What you got on the hockey front for us, Ryan?
So I sent you a news item while I was at the indoor lacrosse game on Saturday night, and while you were doing your live stream about coaching change in the NHL. Patrick Waugh.
Patrick Waugh.
Now the head coach. Now the head coach of the New York Islanders. And what were you about to say about Patrick Waugh?
The greatest goalie ever to play.
Blasphemy.
Every time.
Why blasphemy?
Martin Brodeur. Come on.
Okay, I can top that with one sentence. Patrick Waugh is the only player in NHL history, a goalie, by the way, to win the Conn Smythe Trophy 3 times.
That's great. Martin Brodeur was robbed of the 3 Conn Smythe trophies when he was playing with the Devils for all 3 of those Stanley Cups. That tells you his greatness.
Look, I love Martin Brodeur, and I'm totally teasing you
I
about
know.
that. Two of my favorite goalies to ever go up against each other.
Yeah.
It's true. It's damn true about Patrick Waugh.
Can
catch me up on the hockey, please?
Brian, the floor is yours. Catch him up on the hockey.
All right. So on Saturday, the New York Islanders made a coaching change. This was kind of unexpected considering they were only 2 points out of the last wildcard spot. And they basically Lou Lamoriello said to Patrick Waugh, "Hey, let's do this thing," and flew him down from Quebec, where he is the coach and GM of the Quebec Remparts of the QJMHL. I guess I think that's the acronym. It's basically the junior program, the Quebec Juniors. So owner is I think he's part owner of the Rempart as well. But coach GM flew him down to Long Island, said, "Hey, we need a coaching change. Our team needs a kick in the butt. We've been struggling lately." And Patrick Waugh said, "Yeah, let's do this." And Islander fan is I think half the fan base is saying, "Great, this is awesome. We need a coaching change. Our team's getting railroaded right now."
Mm-hmm.
And the other part is saying, "Welcome to change." And I say to you, Islander fan, this is modus operandi for Lou Lamoriello. I'm familiar with the man, considering he spent 25 years constructing what was the dynasty of the New Jersey Devils from the mid 90s up until the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
He did this in 2000. With Robbie Fatorik struggling. The team was struggling down the stretch. They bring in Larry Robinson, and the rest is history. They go on their run, win the Stanley Cup in 6 games.
And Jason Arnott with the game winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, Islander fan. Hey, Islander fans. I think you need one of these. Now go for it.
You had to know what you were getting into when Lou Lamoriello agreed to be the GM of the New York Islanders. Look, he's gone through 3 head coaches. Well, now he's on his 3rd head coach in his tenure since he came over. Had Barry Trotz, had Lambert. I can't remember his first name. Lambert, who was most recently the head coach of the team, and now you bring in Patrick Roy. Looking at his resume, at Lamoriello's resume, for the Stanley Cup teams he had in New Jersey, what was the common denominator? With their head coaches, Jacques Lemaire, 1995, Larry Robinson, 2000, the dearly departed, rest in peace, Pat Burns, 2003, with the Devils, and now you're bringing Patrick Roy just a few days ago. What's the common denominator? The common denominator is the association with winning with the Montreal Canadiens.
Mm-hmm.
Jacques Lemaire won Stanley Cups. He won a lot of Stanley Cups with the Canadiens as a player. Won a Stanley Cup with New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Robinson won a bunch of Stanley Cups as member of the Montreal Canadiens. Pat Burns, if I remember correctly, I don't think he was a player, but he was a coach. He coached the teams.
He was coach.
He coached the teams. Yeah, he coached the teams in the 1990s. I think it was after, before or after. But anyway, he coached those teams in the 90s. They did very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
And now you bring in Patrick Roy, who won a pair of Stanley Cups. Don't forget, he won a pair of Stanley Cups with Montreal before he was traded to Colorado and won 2 Stanley Cups with them. So he's got 4 Stanley Cups sticking in his ears, to quote him, at Jeremy Roenick from a couple of years ago. I can't hear him. I have 3 Stanley Cup ring in my ear.
Yep.
One of my favorite quotes of all time. But you got to remember, you got to think about this, guys. Like, Islander fan, if you don't like the move, too bad. You're not running the team.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the GM. You're not the coach. You're not the player on the ice. You're the fan. You're the fan. And yes, it's going to be part of the fan base is going to think it's an unpopular. It's a bad decision. But again, they're in the business of winning. Lou Lamoriello has been in the business of winning for a good 4 decades, going on 5 decades now. You gotta remember this.
I'm sorry. The business of what?
Winning.
Mm-hmm.
WINNING. It's a 7 letters, 2 syllables. Winning.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it,
especially in hockey when you have to sometimes play a
Game 7.
Which they couldn't bring Carolina to last year in the wild card round.
Right.
But this Islander team is a good Islander team. This Islander team needed a message sent. The message is, get your act together. We're bringing in a new guy. Hey, he's already 1-0. Won last night. They were down 2-0 to the Dallas Stars, who were playing the second of a back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
They were down 2-0 in the third. They come back. They tie the score. Take it to a shootout. take it overtime, take it to a shootout, and they went up winning the game. They're 1-0 under Patrick Waugh, so stop complaining. You get 2 points. You get 2 points out of the deal, and I think you're currently sitting in the wild card spot in the NHL. So let me just double check here because we do real-time research both on No
Yes, we do.
and on Snowman in the Morning and the wild card. Okay, so the Islanders are still 2 points back of Tampa Bay, who lost yesterday, but and Detroit. Detroit and Tampa Bay are tied for that lost wild card spot. But Detroit Red Wings are coming on quick. Watch out for them.
Yeah, they are.
But Islander fan, if you don't like the decision, it's not on you to make the decision. I know you pay the tickets, you pay for the beer, you pay for the souvenirs, you pay for the jerseys. I get it. You need have your voice heard, but playoffs are coming up quick. Trade deadline's coming quick. And you're put your trust in a man who has won 3 Stanley Cups. Put your trust in this man. Let's see what they can do. Hey, like I said, you're already 1-0 with Patrick Waugh on the bench. That's awesome. Great for you. Good for you guys. And I'm looking forward to see what happens down the stretch between your Islanders and my New Jersey Devils, who are 4 points of a wild card spot because they can't win the second of a back-to-back. That's another story for another time. Islanders fan, chill. Let Lou cook. Let Patrick cook. Let's see what he can do with this team. And hey, maybe you get past the wild card and you go up in the top 3 spots. One of the top 3 spots. The Metro right now is, Philadelphia's only 4 points behind the Rangers, who got off to that fast start. Rangers are starting to slow down. They're not looking like the team they were back in November and December. It's gonna be entertaining. Keep your eyes on your team. Let's see what happens. So, Islanders fan, let's simmer down.
There's your reality check, and thank you, Ryan McCoffey, for that. While we are talking hockey, Shillelagh Staff Smooth and Stiff for Fighting Irishmen brings you this reality check. Thank you, Sick Diggy, for that. I must pose a question to the panel and to the chat as well.
Okay.
It goes like this. Given the blasphemous words that Amy Trask said about the divisional round and the quarterbacks within this weekend, why is the hatred so strong for Brock Purdy? Why?
I have a question. Why
Yes.
has this turned into that 49er show and not Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson?
Stop the cap.
Thank you, Cole.
Cole's here. Oh,
And there it is. And there
Cole's
it
here.
is. And
All
there
right,
it is.
let's-
That
Just like
scientist
that.
is in the back.
The
You
hilarity
know
hook.
what? He timed it so perfectly. He did.
The hilarity hook is real.
Oh, I have a message for you.
You buy a
Ryan.
suck a punch energy drink.
I have a message for you, Ryan. My bride says wifepick.exe rules this house. I told her that I tell her that whenever we do the picks, and your comment was wifepick.exe executing. She walked in here, saw that, and she said, "You damn right, my husband's wearing the coat."
Nice.
What else you got for us, Ryan?
Loot Dr. K. I'm happy that divisional round weekend was a lot better than
And
wild
the
card
wild
round.
card weekend. Yeah, wild card
I mean,
weekend sucked.
It got a little sketchy at the beginning with Baltimore dominating Houston, and Houston had a good run. Cole, I know
God bless
you're
him.
in the background. Cole, great, good on your team. I know D'Amico Ryan said at the press conference, he says, because this one's going to sting for a while, and I think he's going to have it and is going to stick that feather in his cap for the next season. So
So much to build on from this year.
yeah, and I hope, honestly, I hope, and this is I'm trying to be as authentic and as possible, and being in all seriousness, Texans fan, be proud of your team this year. I know the divisional round wasn't the result you wanted, but be proud. Be proud of your team.
What did Cole say?
Absolutely.
I think what Cole said about the Rangers applies now to the Texans. Cheer your team on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cheer your team on.
I mean, you're talking
No matter
about
how-
going from a laughing stock
From
to
a
get into the playoffs.
From Deshaun Watson's playthings to AFC South champions.
Exactly.
Divisional round of the playoffs. You have a stud of a quarterback in CJ
Oh,
Stroud.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have an absolute stud.
I think we all thought
in
that the
CJ
Eagles
Stroud.
won. I thought we all thought the Eagles won the draft. No, the Texans won.
No, the Texans blew that out of the water by week 6.
This is why you don't judge the draft until the season plays out.
Oh no.
I hate you, Cole Johnson.
Oh no.
Oh God. I hate you. Because I just happened to mention Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
Sean's playthings. Oh yeah.
Y'all are nuts. Oh no. All right, you know what, Victor? Take it.
What? Hold on.
You hear the music, don't you?
Why am I here right now? Why am I here?
Playmaker is having an existential crisis on live TV.
He did not want to be here for this.
Why am I here?
Exactly. Why am I here? Right? Why?
It's like Ryan's dead when we showed that picture, and I will not speak the name.
No,
Oh, my spirit is still hovering somewhere over Whalehead Beach in North Carolina. That's where.
God.
No, you will not.
No, I'm not speaking that name. I burnt the picture.
I'm not
Delete
getting.
do it.
Yeah, I'm not getting blamed for it again.
Oh,
Don't do it.
It was good to be back in Houston. Oh yeah, towel girl. Oh yeah. Oh, it was just good. It was just glorious to be back in my old stomping grounds. Oh yeah.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
So good. No. Sit down, girl. Sit down.
Hi, Jody, honey.
I want to look at all those curves. I just love the way your butt just hugs the seat. Oh, yeah. And I also love the way your mouth is shut. That's the way I like it, baby. That's the way I love them. Your mouth shut, your butt sitting on a chair, and you looking at me grooving, moving.
I brought a candle. I brought the candle.
I got 3 of them in my bedroom.
Oh, and yeah,
The Playmaker's gone. Playmaker has exited the chat.
Playmaker said, I want none of this.
I want to do with this.
I don't want to do this anymore.
And now I get to do it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, dear me.
The undefeated, undisputed, comedic internet heavyweight champion of the world, the EP of all EPs.
You are nut.
Iron Cole Johnson.
Oh, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the epic man of Snowman in the Morning. The one, the only, the vintage.
Your first time returning to the show, and you want to come out and be Deshaun Watson.
It fit with the story. Gotta give it that.
It's a smooth entrance.
No.
Doggone right. Oh, yeah. It sucked that the little boy had to just embarrass my team when I made a homecoming. Doggone.
Hey, phrasing. Homecoming.
And speaking of home.
Good grief. Deshaun, you got a game, dude.
F that game.
Oh, jeez.
See, we could be talking about how a great season and a surprise season the Texans had, but he wanted to be Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Well, to think about it,
Does it not fit the narrative?
since
Well,
the
I mean,
majority.
Go ahead, Cole.
Oh,
Go,
well,
go.
actually, Playmaker, it is because of Deshaun Watson's departure, and
It is.
and some of the gifts that they received from Cleveland, as to why I am happy that my Texans, and thank you, Ryan, I agree with you, that the Texans had a season this year that no one predicted to have, and now they're ahead of schedule because of Deshaun Watson's departure and the picks that they got in return.
I think they're about a year or 2 years ahead of schedule.
And the gifts keep on giving because, according to Tankathon, Houston has a 23rd pick in the first round of the NFL draft because of where Cleveland wound up.
He said Tankathon.
Tankathon.com is a great website. Love it.
I'm gonna have to go there.
I'm gonna have to take a look. I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
I want to sit with you, Ryan, and you too, Brian. Yeah, this is one of those seasons where Houston Texas fan, they need to not feel dejected or despondent
at all.
This is a celebratory time, and I felt the Texans were going to lose to the Ravens. I wasn't even surprised. I wasn't even surprised how they lost. I was just happy they got to that point, and even happier that they hung a half with the team that is considered to be the AFC representative of the Super Bowl preemptive. So,
hey,
kudos to them, man.
Look,
they're so far ahead of schedule. I'm so happy.
35 consecutive points against the Cleveland Browns to silence them. All right, they are about a year or two ahead of schedule,
and they were ranked. They were supposedly ranked the #1 defense in the league, and they put up 5. They put up 25 unanswered points. Well, the offense put up 21 unanswered points against them.
This many, fifth.
Yeah, and the team itself put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns. Yeah, you're right, Ryan. But I also agree with you, Ryan. I was thinking too. Oh, great, the division round's getting off to a horrible start with that second half performance the Ravens put on the Texans. But the other 3 games, beautiful.
Yes,
all 3 of them. All the other 3 of them were
fantastic.
Cinema.
I don't know if Ryan can stick around, but can we have a real conversation here? This is something you thought what Ryan Clark said got on my nerves. No, what Dan Orlovsky is doing is getting on my freaking nerves.
Well, let's send Ryan.
Look at the time. I'm sorry, Playmaker.
Oh, you said real conversation, Playmaker?
Yeah.
Yo, do not get mad at me. I had nothing to do with this.
I have one of those. Oh, jeez. I have one of those for tomorrow. Way at the end of the show. Ryan McCarthy joining us for Coffee with McCarthy. As always, every Monday, you can check him out on No Credentials Required, which is airing
tomorrow night, 8 p.m. and Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Oh, real
the
quick.
Dinner and the brunch.
Real quick. So when is NCR returning to Mondays?
Actually, we're gonna stick with Tuesdays and Saturdays from now on.
And then I have a commercial to remake. Okay. Cool.
I got a couple.
Speaking of commercials.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll
and yes,
tell you guys
commercials to make Playmaker. I get it.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you guys off air why it's going to be a Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Okay,
bro.
All right.
It's a pleasure
Thank
to
you,
have
Ryan.
you, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for as always, guys.
Speaking of real conversations. No. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You're doing to mess with me. This is what you're doing.
Tag team back again.
Don't. Victor.
Good one.
Stop it.
Get some help.
You know what? You know what, Cole? I don't care what music or intro you play, okay? Because when I say what Dan Orlovsky was saying or trying to do this morning, you can play whatever you want to play.
All right, we got a
But
roast
we're going
fest.
to have this conversation.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Hour 2 begins with a roast fest after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. You kids from the block. New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck. Matt Damon. Go yourself again. Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Bobby J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Wednesday morning, an old friend returns, and you know what else we do on Wednesdays. Hour 2 presented by Fanatics. Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. If you go to snowmanmultimedia.com/fanatics, you can shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams. Fanatics, officially licensed everything. Sick Diggy joining us from Norway, Josiah Ellison here as well. Mentioned the boys from the Strikeout Beer podcast. Thanks to 2Trip211 for not only appearing, but for the Cash App donation as well. If y'all can help out this channel and others that we associate with, drop a Cash App to $Tallman Dr. K50 to help us along. All right, Mr. Playmaker, you said that we needed to have a real conversation. Who's involved?
Mm-hmm. Yep, because this one I am with Ryan Clark on.
Uh-oh.
I don't care. Give me Josh Allen's numbers all you freaking want. When it comes down to it.
Do I play it now or when you're ready? Now, Cook.
Dan Orlovsky, like.
Shut up, bitch. Oh my
God. If you ever wanted somebody to have your back, it is Dan Orlovsky.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has your back no matter what.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I don't know if you want someone
especially when you step out of the end zone. Oh, did I say that aloud?
Like he did the same thing with Matthew Stafford. He actually played. He was actually the backup behind Matthew Stafford. And he was trying to tell people what you're seeing is what we've been doing in Detroit the whole time. Y'all just couldn't see it because he played for Detroit.
Yeah, that would be it.
So now Matthew Stafford won the championship. He won the Super Bowl. They don't have to defend him no more. It's been done. Josh Allen. Whether it be Snowman or whether it be Victor, one of y'all give me Josh Allen's stats from last night. That's from last night's.
What?
Because Dan Orlovsky has a problem with people like Ryan Clark or Shannon Sharp or anybody that wants to say Josh Allen came up short.
What? Now, what am I looking for?
All right, here we
Josh
go.
Allen's stats yesterday.
You said the stats from yesterday? All right, here we go.
Okay.
26 of 39, 186 yards through the air with a passing touchdown, 12 carries for 72 yards with 2 rushing touchdowns.
Great. He didn't turn the ball over.
But he almost did because he in the middle of the fourth quarter, but his offensive line recovered it.
He didn't turn the ball over.
But he did not turn the ball over technically. No.
He did not turn the ball over.
So he played a clean game.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many pass yards he threw for?
186.
No, he went through for 1 touchdown.
1 touchdown. Okay.
So he threw for less than 200 yards. He got you over 70 yards rushing, and he combined for 3 touchdowns. No turnover.
Yep.
Correct.
No problem. Hey, Josh Allen was great. Josh Allen played well. Did Josh Allen miss a throw in the fourth quarter that could have been a touchdown?
Big one.
Did he miss a throw?
Big one.
A throw he missed.
Exactly. Big one.
See, when we see why we can't say that Josh Allen is coming up short. Why we can't say that?
I said it. Playmaker said it.
You for real?
Cole said it.
A lot of people said that.
A lot of people said it. Victor said it.
People want to bring up the 2021 divisional game that was in Arrowhead, the unforgettable game.
That
2022. 2021 it was AFC. 2022. 2021 was the AFC Championship where the Bills lost by 2 touchdowns. You talk about the 2022.
You give us the date that it was played, but the season was 2021. That's how they did it. That's how they did it.
No. 2021, the Bills went to the AFC Championship. 2022 was the divisional round.
13 seconds.
Yes. 2002 divisional round.
Yes.
But that was played in January 2023. Yes.
No, it wasn't, because the one that was played last year was the one that Cincinnati.
All right. We said it's settled. Move on.
Speaking of that 2023, thank you, Cole Johnson. What happened when you went against Joe Burrow in your own building, by the way?
I'm sorry. What happened? Do that again. Okay.
LC Championship game came up short.
Yep.
2021, you came up short, but we not gonna blame you for that one because your defense shouldn't give up no darn field goal in 13 seconds.
Sure no.
Your only mistake in that game is the fact that you call heads. That's your only mistake. You call heads.
Yep.
We're not gonna put too much stock in that. There's a 50-50 chance you get it right.
Well, I mean, hey, it was that game that now led to what you got for the playoffs in terms of overtime. So there you go.
If we ever get to an overtime, the way this postseason has been going.
But they still took a tremendous.
Joe Burrow walked in your building last year.
Yep.
Joe Burrow.
Wait.
Joe Burrow took the claim of second best LC quarterback from you in that game.
No. What's disappointing about that game is it wasn't that Joe Burrow really defeated them. The Bengals rushed for 173 yards on the ground in that game. In the snow. The Bengals, 173 on the ground.
the Bengals.
We can put some blame on the defense. That's When you give up 34 points in your losses in the postseason, that is a problem.
Big problem.
But last year's divisional round, yeah, Josh did come up short in that game too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said we got to get Kansas City to come to Buffalo in the playoffs.
And they did.
They did.
What was yesterday's game being played at?
It was played in Orchard Park.
Orchard Park. Not Kansas City. Not
Rich
in
City.
Nope. Not in Kansas City. It was in Western New York.
It was at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York.
The first true road playoff game for Patrick Mahomes.
That's correct.
You get what you wanted. That guy coming to your house.
Mm-hmm.
It is in front of you. You had the opportunity to take him out.
That's right.
Jay Cutler and the Bears, anyone from 2010? Oh,
Stop the cap.
What?
No matter. We can point to Stephon Diggs not catching the ball, and good gracious, what happened to Stephon Diggs?
Please do.
Please go there.
That thing went through his mitts and his arms.
What happened to Stephon Diggs?
No way.
We haven't heard from you all season. Besides that one game you had against Miami, which was the first one, we haven't heard from you all season.
Mm-hmm.
And we must consider you an elite receiver.
But you got to understand, he's been on this tip ever since last all season.
Got me
I didn't.
Where Josh Allen turned the ball over and Joe Burrow had to do milli ... to win that game?
Yeah, it's all started this time last year. Correct, sir.
Yep.
You supposed to be an elite receiver.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, 1 year ago today.
1 year ago today.
That's when it started.
1 year ago today.
Hey, but yet we want to put you in an elite company. Except for me. Because I don't put you in
and me.
Shoot, matter of fact, you know how disrespectful it is? They talk about Stephon Diggs more than they talk about Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp was the triple crown.
Not to mention Cooper Kupp has a Super Bowl MVP to his credit.
That's true too.
He does.
How quickly we forget about Cooper Kupp?
I'm not forgetting about Cooper Kupp. Been singing his.
This is why I'm getting with the media right now.
Mm-hmm.
Stephon Diggs didn't show up.
Sure didn't.
We can talk about the missed field goal. I don't know what happened on that field goal.
Wide right.
He shanked it.
When you first look at it,
would you say that again, Mr. Johnson, please? Please say that again.
Wide right.
What I'm saying is when he kicked it the right way. I don't know if there was wind. That ball went left to right very quickly.
Yeah, it did like it was like a slice off a tee. A bit.
I'm like, wow. And I'm looking at the flags on the pole. I'm like, I don't see no wind blowing the flags though. Like, what just happened? How did that kick even do that?
Don't ask.
I guess he's gonna try to, kick a knuckleball instead of pitch a knuckleball.
Perfect.
And I did bring up that Josh Allen missed Shakir Rod open in the end zone.
Oh dear. Which had my wife saying a few deleted expletives, but I can't say them here because it would cost me a few of these in the cup. Go ahead.
Josh Allen trying to do Josh Allen things on that play instead of stepping up
in the pocket
to make the throw.
Are you surprised at that though?
Yeah.
But if you listen to Dan Orlovsky, you can't be doing that. He played for. It don't matter.
Please.
If you're gonna be elite, you got to win.
Wait,
Patrick Mahomes has knocked you out 3 times. 3.
Can you say it again, playmaker?
Bitch, please.
If you're going to be elite, you have to win. You have to win.
Oh, I think
I'm going to torture myself saying this, but hello, Mr. Prescott, you may want to hear this.
Oh, boy.
There's no plain and simple about it. I can't put you in the league if you don't have the accolades to go with it.
Which is why Mr. Montana is there.
Which is why Tom Brady is there.
Yeah. Which is why
Peyton Manning is there. There you go.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman, Jim McMahon.
Because yes, Prescott, it is you.
Warren Moon.
It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever and ever. Amen.
It's not Wednesday.
That's why I post a question on social media after the game. Is it Josh Allen? Is it Sean McDermott? Or is it just Buffalo? Because no matter what, y'all can't get there.
And this is on top of the team that went there 4 consecutive times. That was led by a legendary quarterback by the name of
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly.
If you ask me that question, the answer to that I would give you is Sean McDermott. But go ahead, sir.
I'm because I'm trying to figure out. Like we keep saying, and here's what people brought up to me. It's like, well, Josh Allen needs more weapons. He needs a better team. What? With the Kansas City in the regular season and beat Kansas City.
He needs what?
He needs more weapons.
At some point, it's not just can you use them? Can you use these
more
weapons?
Snowman and Cole, you know I can screenshot you the comments.
Oh, we know.
I'll ask this question.
He needs more weapons. He's got enough weapons.
He's got plenty. He's got plenty of weapons. The problem, as I said at the top of the show, is McDermott.
May I ask a question? How many weapons
to borrow from a friend of mine, McDammit.
How many weapons does CJ Stroud have?
Probably about 3. We ain't know none of them until this year.
Right.
I'll say about 3.
And yet, what has he done with them?
Divisional round of the playoffs, baby.
Divisional round of the playoffs. Only throwing 5 picks while doing so.
The NFL word. No, but let's put it in good time. Shot the NFL word is what CJ Stroud did.
No.
So it's some.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cole.
I'd say I'll forget to shock the world. Rookie, winning a division, winning a playoff game, and doing it almost with a perfect quarterback rating, and getting to the divisional round with a rookie head coach to boot.
1 full point away from a perfect quarterback rating.
So at some point,
on top of the 3-digit quarterback rating performance that he produced in Indianapolis,
the week before, right?
The week before, absolutely.
So at some point, the whole needing more weapons cannot be a viable excuse anymore.
I don't call for that.
Say
you know
that again, Victor.
Victor, say that again, please.
At some point, the excuse of he doesn't have enough weapons, he needs more weapons, can no longer be viable.
And you know why Victor can say that? Because he's witnessing that right now, live and in living color, down in Arlington, Texas.
Exactly.
And here's my problem. They say all that, and I'm like, hasn't Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills been whooping on Patrick Mahomes and them in the regular season?
Yeah.
You said the key.
And Kansas City, by the way.
Yeah. They beaten them, 3 straight times in KC?
3 straight times. But you said the key words in
regular
season.
And my point is, if you can beat them in the racing, why you can't beat them in the playoffs?
Playoffs?
They get tighter.
Oh, this one is Stephen A.
Say it.
Palms get sweaty, back sides get tight.
Yes, they get tired. Yeah, in the words of JJ in Good Times, they get tighter than pantyhose 2 sizes small. In the playoffs, and you saw that last night, early and late, because they wanted to beat the Chiefs so bad they can't see straight.
Kind of reminds me of what the Cowboys would love to beat the 49ers.
Like,
And
at some point,
we all know what happened to that.
I'm gonna need Dan Orlovsky to stop trying to make excuses for Josh Allen. Ain't nobody say Josh Allen can't play. Ain't nobody say Josh Allen isn't great.
Right.
The fact is, you can't beat Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow when it matters most.
In the playoffs.
He can at least beat Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
That's why I didn't bring up Lamar Jackson.
He can't come through in the clutch.
Yeah.
Clutch? What's that?
Yeah, Josh Allen, he's a wonderful quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you can't put him in the upper pantheon of quarterbacks because he takes one too many of these in January.
really boils down to this. Come Super Bowl Sunday, where are you? Are you on the field or are you on the couch?
Well,
He's
the team
home.
in blue and red will not be on the field.
They'll be on the
He's
couch.
home right now.
Exactly. Because really, that's all that matters. Come Super Bowl Sunday, where are you? On the field or on the couch?
Look,
30
Tom
teams.
Brady
30
is
teams will have to say on the couch.
Tom Brady is far from an athletic quarterback. But darn it, when time comes, that guy's gonna kill you.
And the same thing with Joe Montana. I mean, he was not the most athletic quarterback all time. He definitely was one of the toughest though. But he wasn't most athletic. But man, when the lights were on brightest, whoo,
same way with
you could
Trey.
lay a finger
Let me
on
say something. Let me say something that Lawrence Taylor said on a podcast where they were ballyhooing and googly eyeing about Tom Brady. Lawrence Taylor said, Joe Montana is still my man. Oh, and the best part, without all these other people making comments, he didn't walk him back. He played against Joe Montana.
And nor should he. I mean, it took his teams to be as physical as they were with him.
Yep.
Not to stop him, to slow him down.
Slow him down.
Think
to
about
slow him down.
Your biggest rivalry is Patrick Mahomes, and this man does go no less than the AFC Championship game ever since he became a starter.
Hasn't in the 6 years he started.
No less than the AFC Championship.
No less.
You only been to one. Joe Burrow's been to two, and he beat Patrick Mahomes to get to a Super Bowl.
Even Brock Purdy went to one. I mean, even Brock Purdy went to one as a rookie.
He's about to go to a second
one.
And he's going to a second one. Brock Purdy.
At some point,
Jimmy Garoppolo.
You Josh Allen defenders gonna have to realize Josh Allen gonna have to need that. He's gonna have to accomplish that moment.
Rising to the occasion.
Can you say that again, Playmaker, please? Say that again.
Josh Allen is gonna have to rise to that moment. He's gonna have to take that moment. Otherwise, we're gonna be sitting here next year and the year after that, talking about why Josh Allen can't get there. No matter how good he plays, no matter how spectacular he plays.
Well,
because guess what? I'm gonna put y'all on notice right now. You put Josh Allen in top 5, I won't back off. But guess what? There's a guy in Houston who is on his way. There's a guy in Green Bay that is on his way.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a
if
fellow in
Jacksonville that took a step back, he could
Mm-hmm.
be on his way too if he gets good tutelage.
And there's
So
there's a guy in San Francisco that's on his way.
Right now, you can put Josh Allen in your top 5, but how long he's going to stay there? Because there's some quarterbacks, they are on their way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, the thing is, I think what they don't understand, these Allen apologists, including Mr. Orlovsky, you can tout, oh, he knew what to do at the right time with this play. And you may have said that he went the wrong way with it or the throw was bad, but he really didn't make a mistake there. Well, let's get this understood. The reason why these quarterbacks get paid the money they get paid, just look at Lamar Jackson. People were like, well, he only threw for 152 yards Saturday. That's an underwhelming performance. He also rushed for 100 on the ground, and the game was tied at 10. And the next thing you know, you blink, the game is 31-10. And he was the biggest reason as to why that happened. It doesn't matter what the stats are. What matters is, can you put your team on the back and give them that W?
What is your GSM moment? And for those of you that are not scoring at home, GSM simply means game, set,
match,
and match.
You have to at least have one of those plays in the playoffs to get you that W.
Yep.
Mahomes last night did that, and he has been accustomed to doing that, like you have said, Playmaker, because he has put the Chiefs in, at worst, the AFC Championship the last 6 consecutive years.
That's crazy. At worst.
At
They
worst.
were a game shy of the whole shebang.
At worst. At
And
worst.
guess what? He went to your place, Josh Allen, and said, I'm going to continue this streak.
And still did it.
Loud.
So while you at home for the next, let me see, what we in January? So for the next 7-8 months, what you gonna do? Because Joe Burrow gonna be back healthy.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And you know Joe Burrow is clapping at the bit because he ain't been talked about at all.
Oh, Joe Burrow is old.
He's chomping at the bit.
He's been not really forgotten, but yeah, he hasn't been talked about.
Guess what? The Chargers ain't made their decision on coach yet, so it means Jim Harbaugh might be heading to LA. And if Jim Harbaugh heading to LA, a lot of people gonna be looking to see how Justin Herbert looks. Year 2 for D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud.
Again.
Year 2 for Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, let me forget. There's another team that's going to be in Santa Clara that's playing on Sunday.
That's right, Lions.
That would be the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions.
Because Jared Goff has reinvented himself.
And big time. Big time.
A team that I said at Thanksgiving last year or 2 years ago, they on their way.
And now they have arrived.
Victor did say that Thanksgiving 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, and by the way,
now they're here.
Lamar Jackson is just scratching the surface of having weapons.
Yeah, and he's probably one of the more terrifying QBs of the AFC right now, Lamar Jackson.
And you know what makes him terrifying? You can't touch him.
Yep.
Not many if you hit him, you get a flag. No, you just can't touch him.
You gotta catch him.
Yeah, you gotta figure out how to contain him. You gotta figure out how to contain him.
Now he has weapons.
You have got to catch him. You can't hit what you can't catch.
He had Houston Chris looking like what he did to Jacksonville.
You can't hit what you can't catch.
What do we got to do to stop you?
You got to earn that one.
You're going to earn this whooping.
So
render him a pocket passer.
You're going to have to
still beat you in the pocket, but that's just your better chance because if he's able to run and throw, forget it.
And his line isn't really good, so that he doesn't have to worry about the pocket. His lines were really good to keep him upright.
Right.
And his line kept him upright all second half.
And that's an issue right there too, Victor. There you go.
So just Buffalo. Do what you got to do. But Josh Allen, at some point in time, you're going to have to take the moment because the moment ain't going to come to you. You're going to have to take it.
Oh, and Sean McDermott, don't do fake punts inside your territory like that.
God.
Come on, son. God. Give your team a better shot of winning than pulling that crap off.
That's a Pennywise play. You should never try that.
That's a Zeke Elliott kind of play. We got a break, and then we're going to have some more fun because we have someone very special who was granted a platform, then got yanked from it, and then found us. Back after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze claw.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
This portion of Snowman in the Morning is brought to you by Invader Coffee. Fuel for the fearless. Go ahead, Playmaker.
Like, hey, you got me on full screen. He in the background talking, I'm on full screen. That don't look right.
Speaking of right, there's someone that needs to come in to make things right. We got a lot to talk about. Let's go down to Jay Spivey is back with us. Jay, how are you, my friend?
Good afternoon. How are you guys?
Jay, great, man.
How you doing, Mr. Spivey?
Doing
Let me throw Jay some flowers right now with everybody in tow and the chat in attendance. When Jay and I got together 2 years ago, 4 years ago, when Jay and I got together, we were dealing with someone who shall remain nameless that tried to, I'll say it real, silence us with what we were talking about. And the first way that he tried to do it, we weren't allowed to talk about baseball, which we kind of did anyway. And one of the first times I had Jay on, the question
and don't forget, we were only allowed to talk about one college basketball team and one.
Exactly, that's where we'll start. We were only allowed to talk about UNC basketball. Nothing about Duke, nothing about Wake Forest, nothing about NC State.
Really?
And, what? And the same there's more. Gentlemen, there's more.
Only one college basketball team?
We were only allowed to talk
and football team.
And football team. Exactly. We were only allowed to talk about UNC basketball and UNC football. Nothing about baseball, however, which was doing well. Nothing about softball, which was doing well. Nothing about the other Carolina teams in the ACC. As I said, nothing about Wake Forest, which is where Jay lives. Nothing about NC State. All right. Nothing else about the ACC. Especially when Jody and I took a trip to Atlanta. We had to run some errands in Atlanta. So he gets the idea of sending me a slate that was Carolina based. I looked at Jody and she looked at me and she said, "You want to go see Tech?" I said, "Hell yeah!" So we spent the day at Georgia Tech and had a blast doing it. But Jay, you are always and forever welcome here because you, my friend, speak the truth about what's going on in sports, not just in your area, but nationally. That is why I and the rest of us love having you here.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you. It means a lot.
Because let's just be real. Jay sent me a screenshot Saturday night when Duke got upset by Pittsburgh. Jay's response, which was absolutely great, said, quote, "It's January 20th. Yeah. Said person didn't like that comment.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I don't care who that person is, but look here. We have a record number of top 10 teams getting beat this year.
Oh yeah.
Listen, it's not even that.
Nope.
It's not even said person that drives me nuts. It's the quote unquote Carolina fans, and I put that in big quotes.
Mm-hmm.
The obsession that Carolina fans have, especially in basketball, with Duke.
National
worry
champ.
about yourselves.
2 years. Anybody 2 years ago? Anybody remember
Kansas.
2 years ago? Mm-hmm. Kansas whipped their asses in the second half. And
We don't
yet
care. We beat Duke in the semifinals. That's all that matters to us.
That's all that mattered. That's all that mattered.
Beating Duke is more important than a national championship.
Beating Duke more important.
And beating Krzyzewski in his final game.
In his final, yeah, exactly. In the 2022 Final Four.
See, that's not, see, my problem with that is here's my problem with that.
Yeah,
you play to win the game.
That part, but here's my problem with that. If I remember correctly,
thank you, Herman.
Wasn't North Carolina up double digits at halftime?
Yeah,
that doesn't even matter to me. That's a moot point.
So they came in knowing it was the national championship game, and they played the first out like it was.
And you know what's sad about that? The way the attitude of North Carolina fans has changed. I'm going to use this parallel that one of my children brought to me while I was recovering. You know where that Final Four took place? New Orleans. You know where the legend of Dean Smith grew? New Orleans.
Michael Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Jordan. March 29th, 1982. The legend.
And while we're talking about Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you mean the real GOAT, unlike the fake GOAT playing for the Lakers now?
Oof.
Why, Jay? Why?
Can we get can we forget that? Take that down. Can we get the dance, please?
Why,
for Jay saying that? Can we get the dance?
Oh yeah, did again.
I don't know why you played that. I don't know why you played that. Because that's exactly how Elliott fan was acting last night. Beating
this moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
Hello? Y'all did it again. Y'all made the girl cry.
And for Jay saying that, for Jay saying the real go to basketball, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and
man, Jay might need to be on Wednesday.
And I drew that parallel of where it took place to illustrate the change and the shift in paradigm of how Carolina fans think. Because in 1982 and 1993, which also took place in New Orleans
as well, right?
They wanted to win. Okay,
yes.
Jay has been a Carolinian all of his life, and he has told me several hundred times How now
It's
all
not even
about
about
beating
said
Duke.
person I'm talking about here. This is
Right.
a lot of Carolina fans. I have a real good friend who went to Carolina.
Right.
He called me Saturday right after the Duke game was over, and he goes,
Mm-hmm.
"This is the biggest Panthers booster you ever heard of." I said, "You actually watched that game in the middle of the NFL game?" And he goes, "I didn't even know the NFL game was going on."
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I said, "It's January 20th. Don't you think Duke is going to make the NCAA tournament? It doesn't matter."
No, it doesn't.
Right.
And I said, "What are you going to do if Duke wins the national championship?" He says, "I haven't even thought about that yet. We'll come to that when we get to it." Because there's no good team in men's college basketball this season. None. They're losing left and right.
You would not get no pushback from me on
pick
that.
a name out of a hat that could win the national championship this year.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And they're
Anything.
Hey, Jay, I got a question because I watched my sports. I watched my sports news and all that stuff.
Yep.
I haven't really heard about North Carolina.
Well,
I haven't really heard about North Carolina.
That person said last week that Dean Smith would be smiling if he saw this team right now.
Yeah, he did. He did say that.
North Carolina's in the top 10, but they focus on Purdue.
And I'm going to say this one more time. And I actually went to an ACC game in person on Saturday. I saw Wake Forest play horrible Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Now you talk about teams rolling over. Denny Crum and Rick Pitino watching that team play.
Yeah, they'd be rolling. Denny Crum especially. Okay, the late great.
But they
Denny
are
Crum.
horrible. And I'm going to say this one more time. As an ACC fan, as a Wake Forest fan, and I have no problem saying that because I can be objective.
Yeah.
The ACC is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And if people can't see that, then they don't know what they're talking about.
There's a taboo word, objective. You can be objective about a team.
You can still be a fan and be objective. And I watch this league over and over and over. Now, people are going to make such a big deal of this game tonight. Wake's playing at Carolina tonight.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to make such a big deal, no matter who wins this game. It doesn't matter who wins this game. It's January 22nd. There's still almost 6 weeks left of the season.
I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. Everybody outside of the state of Carolina going to watch that game.
What's going to happen if Duke sweeps Carolina this year? What are the Carolina fans going to say?
And they haven't. And those two haven't played yet. Mm-hmm.
They haven't even played. They don't play for 2 weeks.
They played twice within a 4
week
span.
Played twice in 4 weeks.
They play twice in 4 weeks.
They played a Saturday the week before the Super Bowl, which is February 3rd, I believe.
Yeah,
and then
February
they play
3rd.
the final Saturday, which is whatever day that is.
Yeah, it's March. Right
Second,
before
like the second
March
Sunday, second Saturday in March.
Yeah,
that'd be March 9th.
Favorite. I will always have February 2nd, 1995 as my favorite Duke Carolina game, and that was the double overtime classic. Where has that ACC basketball gone?
AC isn't. I even had Cole Johnson on Shooting Lights Out a few times. Have we talked about North Carolina?
Nope, not once.
ACC basketball was terrible this year.
It is.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And I don't see a team from the ACC getting to either Phoenix this year, San Antonio next year, or Indianapolis the year after that.
Well, as of right now, Joe Lunardi, the bracketologist from ESPN, has now. Bear in mind there are 15 teams in this power conference, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
He only has 4 making the tournament. 4.
But we know North Carolina and Duke. What's the other 2?
I believe it was Clemson and who was the other one? I can't remember the other one.
No, how hard have the mighty fallen?
Clemson was one of them, I believe, and they were right on the border, I believe.
Let's stay with the ACC. How soon before Florida State gets told, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more?
I don't think it. I had the same friend I told you about a minute ago who called me Saturday night. She says, I don't think Florida State's going to leave because how much money it's going to cost. I said, they're already out the door. They already have one foot out the door. It doesn't matter how much it costs them. They're leaving.
They're done.
And once they leave, they're going to be 5 or 6 other teams following them. The ACC is in big trouble. It's going to be like teams like Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, Duke.
Georgia Tech's already in discussions of leaving. Georgia Tech's already in discussions of leaving.
what?
NC State's leaving, Carolina's leaving, Virginia's leaving, Virginia Tech's. There's going to be a bunch of teams leaving.
It's going to be an exodus in the ACC, just like it was in the Pac-12.
Yeah,
just like the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is dead. DOA. Dead
oh,
on
it's
arrival.
long dead.
It's dead.
The ACC might have 5 or 6 teams.
But Snowman, you got to admit the Pac-12 going out swinging.
And Duke, you talking about Duke fans? Duke fans going to be left in the shadows, just like. I mean, I'm not sure they'll ever play Carolina again after this is over.
No.
I get a
When Duke and Carolina leave, that's it. The rivalry's dead.
Good.
The rivalry is absolutely dead.
Good.
So this obsession with Carolina fans and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
That goes back. We talked about this in November, guys. Right when the season started, when Duke lost like 3 or 4 consecutively or whatever it was.
Yep.
They were worried about it then. I was like, why do you care in November?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's supposed to be
and they
February,
care,
March.
but they care.
And
But
you know
they
the
care,
crazy,
and I don't know why.
You know what the crazy thing is? Duke and Carolina, that's the rivalry in basketball. And nobody is looking forward to it.
And nobody cares.
Oh, they'll watch it. They'll watch it, but it's not a big. I mean, back when everybody knew everybody in college basketball, when everybody could name every starting 5 in any power conference, you can't name any of them anymore.
The question is, what are they playing for?
And that's a question that will never be answered. In fact, you can actually classify that with these athletes and what's going down today in college athletics. You can classify that as a rhetorical question.
Hey,
and that's why, Snowman, you and I were texting back and forth yesterday. What was I watching before the NFL game was over? Started yesterday. What is the biggest draw in college sports right now outside of college football?
Caitlin Clark.
Yes, she.
Caitlin
And you was on the call for that game.
For an NFL
Yeah, I
playoff
was.
game.
And I called that game.
I tuned in.
I called that game to see Ohio State hang 100 on Caitlin Clark. And Jay made a perfect point to me that they were using that game because it was on NBC to lead into the Buccaneers and the Lions.
Which you never see at any level, at any sports show.
And guess what? You said Ohio State scored 100, right?
Ohio
It
State
took 100 to knock off Caitlin Clark, who dropped 45, by the way.
45.
She is the biggest draw in college sports.
Listen, and Jay pointed this out to me. And Jay pointed this out to me. Say that again, Cole Johnson. Say that again, please. And I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish the sentence that I will say. Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw in women's sports.
Period. I'm with Jay. She's the biggest draw in college sports.
Biggest
man
She's
or
still out
woman.
every arena in the world.
Listen, Value City.
Ohio State has the largest attendance ever.
Forget arenas. The woman, if they actually did decide to put on basketball games in stadiums, she's here's
well, she did.
Sell out
Back in the
stadiums and
they
did.
played in the football stadium, had 50,000 people there.
Right,
55,246.
And that was an exhibition game.
646 at Kinnick Stadium. They sold that game out in a couple of hours.
That's an exhibition game.
That's an exhibition game against DePaul. Exhibition game against DePaul, and you had 55,000 people there.
Not only are her games sold out at Iowa because she's an absolute hero in that state, but every single road game that Iowa plays in the Big Ten is sold out.
Sold out. It's so.
Remember,
no other
they
person.
played in Charlotte against Virginia Tech, and that game was sold out.
And that same person I told you about told me yesterday that was my opinion. She's the most important player in college sport. I said it's not an opinion anymore.
No,
I've never seen her play before. Well, you can't make an assumption like that, then.
Yeah, look in the arenas.
That
is not an opinion. That's fact.
That's absolute fact. Yesterday at Value City Arena, not a seat to be had in the house, and they set a record 18,260 at Value City Arena. The Caitlin Clark effect is in full effect. Okay. She can return for another year, but it's my thinking.
I've been discussing this with a lot of friends of mine who know the sport. If she goes to the WNBA, no offense toward her as a person, but I think she's making a huge mistake if she goes to the WNBA because she'll have to take like a 90% pay cut to go to the WNBA.
Yeah,
she's making over $2 million to play in Iowa right now. She's not going to be anywhere close to that.
She has another year, and I believe she has another year available to her.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I believe she has
stay at Iowa
another.
and make a lot more money.
She has another year available to her
She
to
does,
make
she
a.
does.
You know what you
But
you know
she
what
can
you
turn
can
pro
do?
if she wants, and I think she'd be crazy to go to the WNBA.
She'd be. I think she would be crazy to go.
Hey, can I get Jay's thoughts on something? Because I just hit
Go
my
ahead.
phone.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So word just came in about an hour ago from Bleacher Report.
Uh-oh.
The Chargers is having a second meeting with Jim Harbaugh.
That's where he's going to go. It's like the worst kept secret known to man.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the perfect spot because they have a. Well, you're not if you're a good coach, you're not going to go to a place that doesn't have an established quarterback.
Right.
They just have had that freaking Staley's been horrible for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now Herbert, assuming they can stay, Herbie's easily one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yep. Easy.
You got to go to the Chargers.
You have to.
What about Belichick?
What about who
There's apparently a lot of smoke about his going to Atlanta. He's crazy if he goes to Atlanta. They have no quarterback.
There is nothing in Atlanta for him to work with.
We're
Nothing.
on to
quarterback.
We're on to retirement.
Thank you. Thank you. We're on to retirement. No one was. Who wants to take
Cole Justice, man, get out. I'm sick of you. Leave.
Who wants to take that job in Atlanta? Okay. Who wants to take that job in Atlanta? Because thank you. Who wants to take a chance on Desmond Ridder? Who wants to take a chance on Kyle Pitts? Who wants to take a chance on Mr. Fumbleitis, i.e. Bijan Robinson?
What about
Ain't no way. No way.
What about Arthur Blank? I can see Desmond Ridder and Kyle Pitts, but Bijan's their best player.
I'll repeat my question. Who wants to take a chance on him as a coach? I rest my case.
The man rookie year, let the man grow.
I rest my case.
Snowman wants people to walk into the NFL ready to go. Like, they got to learn.
Should have learned in college. Oops, did I say that aloud?
There's a bit of a jump.
What that means? You taking a shot at Cole's college team then?
There's a bit of a jump in town between.
I know that. I know that.
You taking shots at the Longhorns?
Oh no, I'm not taking shots at the Longhorns. I'm taking.
That's exactly who you taking a shot at. That's where he came from.
I'm gonna take a shot at the Gators.
He ain't play for the Gators. Why you taking a shot at the Gators?
Kyle Pitts did.
That's why he pushed back. I was on Bijan Robinson. I can understand Kyle Pitts. I don't know what happened to Kyle Pitts.
They don't use him. Simply put.
How many times have you guys heard me the last couple of years, whether it be the Panthers or anything, you have to have a good tight end.
Yeah,
and that's what
every time you've been on this show. When we talk football, you got to have a good tight end, and Carolina hasn't had one in ages. And they're not going to have one in this draft either.
Look at the final four NFL teams right now. They all have a good tight. Even the Lions literally just signed Zach Ertz.
Yep, Zach Ertz and Sam Laporta for the Lions. George Kittle for the Niners.
And where does Sam Laporta go to college? Iowa. Home of best Caitlin Clark.
Iowa. 2 tight ends in the Final Four next
George
weekend.
Kittle went to Iowa as well. Don't forget that.
Sam Laporta and George the Animal Kittle both played at Iowa. Okay?
Who's always open?
Travis Kelce. Great tight end.
Always
okay?
Open. You mean Mr. Taylor Swift?
Mr. Taylor Swift
Why
himself.
did you go there, bro? Why?
We all knew
How
that
many
was gonna
times did
go
they
there.
show her in the box? Just
There is a pic.
Hate.
There's a picture of Taylor Swift when the Chiefs come out of the blankety blank locker room.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
You better watch it. She's gonna charge you to sing her song.
If Travis don't win,
Please, Lamar, please put us out of our misery and beat Patrick Mahomes.
if Travis don't win, he gonna end up on the subject of another breakup song.
No, they saying
No. He'll be such a breakup album.
No,
He may end
no,
up
the
singing
rumor,
Usher at halftime of the Super Bowl.
no. The rumor is he's retiring.
Oh no,
I've heard that. But I don't.
I've heard that too.
I don't buy that.
I've heard that
No.
too.
The rumor is
No
he's
way.
retiring. So
no way. Look,
I leave y'all-
listen, they can do whatever they want. To me, Jason, his brother, is still one of the best centers in football. I don't understand why he's retiring.
He's tired of. I'll answer
Bro,
that
he's
question.
probably tired of the grind.
Said?
He's probably tired of the grind. That's probably why he's probably gonna hang him up.
He was going to retire after the Super Bowl.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then
Leave
have a
y'all
season
with
like this, he's like, man, I'm done.
Leave y'all with this. Back to women's basketball. This year, the Final Four is in Cleveland. God help us. Next year is in Tampa.
It should be in the Dome. Let's just say if Iowa makes the Final
should be
Four,
in the stadium.
you're going to turn away thousands and thousands and thousands of people if Iowa makes the Final Four.
Because the NCAA still does not think the women's game is viable. And when I mean viable, I mean makes money.
Did you see the ratings last year?
Which it does make it.
Yeah, right, and it does. It is to their detriment because of it.
Who says the women's game doesn't make money? Listen, from a fellow who's covered women's basketball since 1995, man, please.
Trust me,
You recruit the right players. Listen, you recruit the right players, you can sell out a Mackey Arena, 14,120. You can sell out Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Assembly Hall in Champaign, Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City, Value City Arena in Columbus. Remember the number, 18,260 at Value City Arena in Columbus. Why can't you put? You got a year to solve this. They're going to wind up playing at Amalie Arena, which is stupid to me.
May I ask a
Why
question?
have 19,000 people when you can basically double that in Tampa, in St. Petersburg?
Listen, for this year alone, why play in Cleveland? Just temporarily move it. Play in the Dome in Indianapolis this year, because the men are there in Phoenix, right?
Yes, the men are in Phoenix.
So just play in Indianapolis. They play in Indianapolis all the time. Play in the Dome in Indianapolis.
And you're
if
selling
Iowa
out
makes it, you're going to turn away
open the entire stadium.
Absolutely.
Open the entire place. Guarantee you get 70,000. Playmaker had a
Cleveland is
question.
too small. Cleveland's way too small.
Way too small.
May I ask a question?
Go for it.
What if they are afraid that if they treat it like the men's, that the women might actually outdo the men?
There you go. And
That
that's
could
the
happen
problem
if
right there.
That's what would happen.
I was gonna say, you know what people. Go ahead, Cole.
No, go ahead, Victor.
I'm gonna say, you know who thinks that women's basketball is not financially viable? The same people who think that Matt Eberflus is going to be a Hall of Fame coach. Those type of people, people who you don't trust.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's face it. Outside of FIFA, the governing body for soccer, and the Olympic Committee,
Mm-hmm.
who in the world is the most corrupt organization in sports?
Oh,
that would
it's
be
NCAA.
the NCAA.
Yes, by a country mile.
You know what?
Not 2 country miles.
Jay mentioned you can always have, with it being nearby in Cleveland, and I say nearby relatively, you can move the Final Four to Indianapolis, or, and I don't know if if they thought of this and if they have the logistics to do it. You know where the men's Final Four was supposed to be held in 2020? Atlanta.
True.
You can.
And let's face it, whether you like him or not, you tell me Jerry Jones wouldn't take on the women's Final Four
and put 100,000 people in there.
Oh, he definitely
would do that in a heartbeat.
And
take that.
I'll say it again and put 100,000 people in there.
Of course he would.
It
Imagine,
lines his pockets.
imagine the women's
there you go,
game.
Jay. He sees the dollar signs in it. Exactly.
He may be
And-
stupid in football. He's not stupid in business.
Let me repeat what Playmaker said a moment ago. What if they outdraw the men's team? Let's really put a hypothetical situation together. This is how we'll close. Yes, let's say they move it to Jerry's world. They move it to Jerry world. Okay. There is a very distinct possibility, because it's been done before, that you could draw 100,000 for a basketball game. It happened in 2010.
Well, let's look at hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Iowa plays LSU in the semis, and then they somehow win the game, and then plays South Carolina in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me that's not going to draw fans to your games?
Man, please.
Look,
man, dude, the Final Four last year, in the women's outdrew the men.
The thing is, of course it makes sense. I mean, just go to last year's Final Four where it held it in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
The best ratings
people were
ever.
The people were talking about the women's game, but I unless you follow college basketball, you probably have to quiz. You probably have to quiz who was in the men's Final Four from last year.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And that was held in Houston. So
now, I do think ESPN is making a big mistake this year by keeping the game on Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think they should move it to Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Play at 7:00 on Sunday night or whatever.
And they had it on. They had it on.
Instead
Sunday
they're gonna play
nights
like
for a
3 or
while.
whatever it is.
Right.
They had it on. They had it on Sunday night for a while.
Because they're trying to slide it in between the 1 o'clocks and the 4 o'clock games.
Yep.
And it's not, and it's never going to work because you can't slide nothing in between football.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you can talk all you want. She's the biggest draw in all of college sports.
Mm-hmm.
She is.
Yeah, the only person I think he's even remotely close is Caleb Williams, and I think he's a long way behind her.
He is. He is. We'll discuss Caleb Williams next week. That's Jay Spivey joining us here on the program, as he does every single Monday. You can check out his section on the Snowman Multimedia YouTube channel, as well as the Snowman in the Morning YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, Jay. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Three games this week. Tomorrow, Texas at Oklahoma in men's basketball. Wednesday, Oklahoma at Texas in women's basketball. And Thursday at 8, number 10 LSU and number 1 South Carolina in women's basketball.
That game gonna be ridiculous.
Oh, that game is lit. The Maravich Center will not have any more standing room. It's too bad it only holds 14,000.
That game's gonna be ridiculous. I hope LSU's ready.
If there was a time you could logistically move it to the Superdome, this would be the time to do it. But that's 8 o'clock on Thursday. We'll have live coverage beginning 15 minutes prior to tip on the Snowman Multimedia YouTube channel. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. That's what we're doing. That's what this crew is doing. That's what our friends are doing. That's what our families are doing. And we hope you are too. So long, everybody. You fool! Give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this camera. Yes, LeBron, it is you. It's always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen.